Hello.
Hello.
Oh. Okay, and Giovanni.
Um,
Okay, bueno, I start. My name is Angie, and I am 24 years old, and I live in Piedecuesta, Santander.
my name is Xiomara Robles Pardo. I have 39 years old. I live in Girón, Santander.
My name is Diana Marcela Guerrero Moreno. I am 32 years old and I live in Bucaramanga.
Okay, I am going to start reading the questions. The order is Xiomara, Diana, and Angie.
Okay.
The first question is, moment please. Okay, aquí. Okay. The first question is, could the United States Air Force have prevented to the attacks?
It could have been avoided due to the fact that there was some previous info of what was happening that were not taken into account. Later on, an official informed with the kidnapping of the commercial airlines gave a clue to the intercept the attack, but there was not response from the use Air Force and the use Air Force official report said that it was an unusual manipulation case of the persons that provides the location of the airlines, uh,
Airlines.
airlines. In the addition, the military equipment was absolute, obsolete, and that it was carried out military training, so it was impossible for the to implement a strategy to face the situation.
Okay, let me continue with the answer of that question. First, if I'm going to talk about the Pearl Harbor attack, what I understand there is that the General Short, something like that is his name, didn't want to send Air Force to help him. It was not a priority. The USA Army underestimated the Japanese, so they weren't prepared for an attack so daring and complicated. So that's why they lost. And if I have to talk about the 9/11 attack, they couldn't have done that because there were only 4 jets available to defend the honor of the United States. And there were a lot of consequences if they had decided to shut down the planes that were going to attack the towers. If they did that, things like this would have happened. One is that they had killed innocent people inside the planes. So they tried to prevent the massive attack to try to help the people that was inside the planes. And the second one is that if the force, the jets attacked the planes of the airliner, there was a populated area, so maybe in the attack they would have created more destructions. The fighter's missile most likely would have created large pieces of wreckage or create a single flaming out of control. So it would have crashed into some buildings, or maybe they have created massive danger around the place, around the city. That's what I think about, and that's what I understand.
Okay. I think that the United States Air Force could have prevented the attacks. They had information and clues to the right on time. The Air Force are intelligent and fast. The United States knows its enemies and must be attentive to any situation. They had information that the CONET and also agents working for these situations. Okay, question number 2. Were the Twin Towers deliberately demolished by explosive?
The official report indicates that no trace of explosives were found pointing to explosive shards such as the main season. No, sorry. Such as the main reason for the collapse of the Twin Towers. On the other hand, conspiracy theory point to various events, such as the fast fall of the building, the fast extinction of the flames, and the sound of the detonation moments before the crash, as some sufficient reason to think that the main reason for the fall of the Twin Towers was the implosion of internal floods on the columns that provide stability to the building.
Okay, like Xiomara said, it was impossible that with only the planes, those big buildings collapse so easily. That's because the explanation they say that with the crash, big tower like that could falls down. It says that maybe it was more like an explosion, a controlled explosion that occurs there. So what the people said, what the people that studied the accident says is that that was an explosion control because it started from up to down and the planes crashes up and they say that it started falling down from the not the top of the building, it's down, it started down, so it started falling down. And they say that the full of the airplanes and also the crashing was impossible to destroy that big tower. So there's something strange there.
Okay. In my opinion, it was true that the towers were demolished with the crash, but I was not completely true. Research shows that the towers were also demolished with explosives. Investigations say the explosives were put days before the disaster. In my okay, question number 3. Were some people forewarned about the attacks? Yomara?
Yes.
Answer number 3. Repeat. Were some people forewarned about the attacks?
Sorry. Some of the main concerns include whether the Bush administration or the USA military was aware of the plane attack met no sé cómo decir la palabra, sorry. The precise volume of the intelligence that USA agents had regarding Al-Qaeda and activities within the United States. Other operation no previous indication and the identity uy, identificación me tocó.
Relax, relax.
Of the trials have never been made public.
Okay, I continue. For sure, yes, they were forewarned about the attacks. Why? Because presidents, militaries were forewarned, but all of them ignored the advices, preferring not to talk and let the war start. Why I say that? Because as my friend Xiomara said, the Bush administration had let the attack happen so they can do um, another war that they could assume, and they will have an excuse to attack Al Qaeda and another country for interest, like the oil or some elements that we already know they want the oil from Afghanistan. What else? Even they say that no one could have predicted that they will try to use an airplane as a missile. Some years ago, from the attack, there were some intents to attack in that way, so they could have prevented that. And what the FBI say is that the hijacked USA airliners used them as weapons and acted on them, not in a way to use the plane as the army to attack and to send the message of that they will become stronger and they will protect their country.
Okay. I add I add in this question that some people warned about the attack, but unfortunately, this information was not here in this moment. No more. My answer is very short.
Don't
Okay.
worry.
Question number 4. Excuse me. Time. What time? What time? Xiaomi.
Was the Pentagon really hit by an
No,
airplane?
no. What time have we been in the conversation?
Um,
Uh,
no.
remember, 40 minutes. What
The time.
the time in the
How many
video?
times? How many times have we been talking here?
¿Cuánto tiempo llevamos hablando?
17.
Okay. Mm, it's great because vamos por la mitad. Okay. And continue. Question number 4. Was the Pentagon really hit by an airplane?
Okay. The official version of the report used by US Air Force indicates that the were chunks of the plane. In addition to the blank box, was found at the site of the bombing and investigated by the FBI. Although some initial videos did not show a large amount of debris, later images did reveal both the parts of the aircraft and broken poles, in addition to small gaps made by the crash that not correspond to the size of the airplane. Remains of the crew and passengers were ay, otra vez. Identific, identifi, identified through DNA and witnesses recognize how the plane crashed into the Pentagon.
Okay, I continue with the answer. Well, what I understand and for what I investigate, there's a conspiracy that indicates that maybe there are evidence that a missile or a different type of plane smashed into the Pentagon. That concludes that the Pentagon was struck by a satellite-guided missile, part of an elaborate USA military coup. Also, there said that this attack could only be committed by United States military personnel against other USA military personnel. So, in some way, they don't believe that this attack was only by a plane. It was by something else.
Okay. I add in this answer. Initially, it was thought that I was the plane that crashed. After photographies and investigation or comments, it was seen that it was not totally true. The evidence demonstrate another theory.
That's right.
Okay, five, five question. Question number 5. Could the attacks have been prevented?
Um, the air
Number 5.
The air traffic control was in constant contact with the military, but there was confusion and lack of communication between the Federal Aviation Administration and the Armed Force, which caused there to be so with response for the authorities to counter the imminent attack.
Okay, let me
Sorry
continue.
por la bulla.
Yes, for sure, yes, because for what the documentary says is that those attacks were known by some internal people, generals, presidents, and important people around there, but they prefer to not talk and let this war start. There was pre-knowledge about these attacks. For example, the Australian government advises 3 days before the Pearl Harbor attack and started, and nobody says it. They prefer to stay in silence.
Okay. I think, yes, the attacks could have been avoided. In the first question, I answered a little this question. Many people knew about the attack. The United States Air Force could have prevented the attacks and the other people in this country. The United States knows its enemies and must be attentive to any situation. I think thousands of lives could be safe. And finally, yes, yeah. Finally, oh no, yes or not?
Yes, next
Sí,
is the
sí,
Osama
it's
bin Laden.
finally.
Yes,
Okay,
Osama bin
question
Laden.
number 6. Was Osama bin Laden really captured and killed? Uh,
Um, the death of Osama bin Laden increased the various conspiracy theories and rumors. These include the ideas that bin Laden had been dead for years or is still alive. Uh, Talks about bin Laden's death were followed by the U.S. military. Suppose this 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 scale of high body at sea. The decision to not realize any photographic or DNA evidence or bin Laden death to the public.
Okay, I continue with my answers. Um, for what I understand, for United States, it was important to have been known like they killed or they had captured Osama bin Laden, but we don't really know if that is true. Why we can say that United States captured and killed him? Because there's no any material, photograph, or anything that shows really what happened there. For some people say that maybe he was alive, for others that he was dead, for others that United States killed him, for others that he died there alone, sick. We could never know the reality of this theory of his death. And even the United States said that they had some photographs and elements that can show us that he was dead. They never shows the photos because they say that if they showed it to United States or Al Qaeda people, will try to attack them again, or maybe they will be rejected by the United States person because they were not good image for them.
Okay. I add the really important in this question is that this person or this man did a lot of damage. He killed many people, including children, the children, elderly mothers, fathers. He destroyed many families. And now, finally, one question more is was 9/11 caused by the American government on purpose or purpose
Purpose.
purpose?
The main reason is the veracity in the version that side face that the building was not hit by any plane, nor did in the it received much more service damage than 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 um, that any of the other buildings surrounding the twin towers. It did catch of the onboard from ours, but not really enough to make the building collapse as completely and as fast as it did at, at, mm, at nearly the free file speed for the first few seconds of the collapse. Some version of the situation occurred there don't have validity, so to be can excuse to explain what happened there.
Okay, continue with my answer. Yes, it's possible because during the government of President George Bush, the CIA was planning to attack Al Qaeda in Afghanistan with heavy support of the Northern Alliance. And they used this attack as an excuse and that excuse was the Twin Towers and the Pentagon, and so that made them an excuse to introduce to Afghanistan, attack them, and it's a war of interest, more political, more economic war. So they make a fiction like there's something that give them the permission to start a war.
Okay, I agree with Xiomara and Diana, but I think it was not caused totally, but it is really crazy to think that the government wants to kill its own people. They have to act smart and fast, but the government um, is bad is really bad. Mm, Desunfortunately, these people, no, excuse me. Desunfortunately, these people Kyle in a horrible situation. And now finish. This is a work of the group 20 of English 3 course. No more girls. Um, you add? Xiomara add anything? Diana, anything? Add or finish?
Okay. No, I think we finished. Hope we did a great job, and let's go for that perfect match. Thank you so much. Until next work.
Yeah. Okay, girls.
Bye.
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 Xiomara, finish.
Thanks.